Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. This is Daniel, and on YouTube I go by the Big Brown Daddy from Cincinnati. Here's the deal. I don't think that we as people should be happy about what has been going down in Minneapolis. There are two cases that I want to mention. There's the George Floyd case, and then there's the other case of the Ahmaud that happened in Georgia. There are two groups of people, two groups of black people. The first group of black people, the one in Georgia, when a young man got gunned down for no reason but his curiosity, they didn't react in rioting in Georgia. They didn't do none of that. Yes, they protested. Yes, there was protest, but there was peaceful protest. They didn't go around looting and robbing people and burning down their own neighborhoods. One of the things I don't get is this burning down of their own neighborhoods, because Minneapolis, there were another group of black people who burnt down their own neighborhoods. The sad thing is that we need to grow up as individuals. Black people, white people, everybody needs to grow up, needs to start changing. Martin Luther King Jr., about 50 years ago, actually it's 60 years ago now, wow. Martin Luther King Jr., he said, "I have a dream. I have a dream that one day people will come together." Alveda King and Martin Luther King III, they sometimes advise the president. They're big-time Trump supporters. And they themselves, as conservative black people, believe in peace and love. One time, Alveda King got arrested because she decided to mouth off to a cop, and her father came and would not bail her out of jail because he told her that's not peacefully protesting. Here's the deal. We need to peacefully protest. We need to peacefully come together as people. We need to stop hating other people. We need to start loving other people. And we need to quit this junk, this mess. It has to end. The mess, the idea that people should hurt one another for no reason. The cop shouldn't have hurt somebody. He should have got up and he should have got the guy up. It is protocol for the police department, and I've listened to a lot of police officers, for them to, once they get a person handcuffed, to let them up so that they can breathe, because you can crush a person, especially if you do that for 8 minutes. You're not supposed to do that as a police officer. You already have the man detained. You're supposed to put him in your squad car, and you're supposed to drive away if you think he did something. But clearly this cop was just a bad cop. And clearly the two other cops standing next to him are just incompetent and stupid. So they're going to incompetently spend time in jail, and he's going to spend probably time in jail for murder. But we need to let things pass through the system. It doesn't help people to go riot. Rioting is not the answer. Rioting is frankly dumb. Rioting doesn't teach people anything. When you go to your own neighborhood, your own backyard, and you riot, and then you burn down your own businesses that supply things to your own people, and then you also take jobs away from other people, especially when 40 million people have lost their jobs. Everybody knows how I feel about them opening up the economy. I think they should open it up tomorrow, yesterday. Yesterday they should have opened it up. They need to really think about opening up everything, because 40 million people out of work is not sustainable. We don't need a Great Depression. And frankly, it's a 1% chance that if you do get it, that you will die from it, the COVID-19. Now, when I say that, people get ticked off at me and stuff like that. But it's the truth. Look at the numbers, look at the Worldometer numbers, compare it, look and see what's going on. And that's just the truth. And also, maybe only 1% of the population will get it. Eventually, everybody will get it. It will be like the flu. And if you're under the age of 50, then chances of you living, even if you have special complications like I do, I'm diabetic, then the chances are that you'll live. So I really do think that they need to change that so people can get back to work, so they can make money, so they can support themselves. This idea that you could just live on unemployment is dumb. I heard a lawmaker today, a Democrat lawmaker on the news said, well, people just need to know where their unemployment is. No. They tried to also, the Democrats in Kentucky tried to say that only a bunch of white supremacists were gathering at the Capitol to protest. That's not true either. I know people who gathered at there to protest about it. Now, I didn't do that, but I do agree with them. I do agree with them in some ways. But we need to change as people. We need to get back to our Constitution, which is a great document. Read it. And we need to, as we read the Constitution, realize that all men are created equal. God's going to judge us all the same. And he's going to separate the sheep from the goats. We have to think, where are we going to be when we die? What's going to go on? Are we going to go to heaven? Or are we going to go to hell? Please like, share this. And also remember one thing. Remember 1 Corinthians 13. Now, I am going to read it. Hold on a second. Let me get my Bible. Because I'm going to read it. Because I think that it's important that we read this. And I understand that my Facebook friends and my YouTube, one person on my YouTube follows me. It's a joke. But I used to read the Bible on Facebook until I started getting into it with people about whatever, about stuff that I shouldn't have gotten into it with. But here is what the Bible says. In 1 Corinthians 13, it says this about love. This is the love chapter of the Bible. And it's something that I think that if people started to get back to this, to biblical principles, You see, a lot of people say, well, the Bible is full of hate and anger and stuff towards people. No, the Bible's not full of hate and anger and stuff towards people. The Bible is full of love. The problem is we do not love one another. I think people will be like, well, if you support Trump, then you must be full of hate. No, not necessarily. Sometimes if you support Trump, it's the exact opposite. Sometimes if you don't support Trump, it's the exact opposite. But I think that we need to get back to this. We need to get back to the Bible. We need to get back to what it says. The problem is I don't know if we will. The problem is I don't think the people, have it in them right now. The world is in total chaos. We think we know everything, and we sit around on our devices too much. And we also have a lot of hate, a lot of problems and struggles within. And we're also scared. We're scared of our own shadow. Our kids ride their bikes with helmets on. We're the bubble people of the world. It's the truth. We're also, the people who ignore each other in order to play our video games, in order to watch everything. We also want to be right. The left wants to be right. The right wants to be right. And it's a big deal. We're into abortion. Our society is. I'm not. But they're into abortion. Why? Not because of rape. 99.999% of the people who do abortions is not because of rape. Because it's like 16 million people did abortion this year. What it's for, it's not because of rape. It's because people don't want to be inconvenienced. Our government doesn't trust us. I mean, look at it. Most of the businesses that have come back in the nation use PPE and social distance. There's a lot of governors who don't trust their own people who elected them to social distance, but they think that their word is bond. But we don't love each other, and that's the problem. Everybody thinks that they're right with every single situation. The people who are for the global warming, and there's people who are against the man-made global warming. Nobody wants to be in between. Nobody wants to be in the middle. And if you are in the middle, they think that you're crazy. If you're in the middle about anything, they think that you're nuts. They think that you've lost your mind, because it's all or nothing. With black people, it's all or nothing. Black people, sometimes they hate other black people. I've been called a disgrace to my race. I've been called an Uncle Tom. I've been called a token Negro. I've been asked whether I was a rich white person. Why do I think of myself as a rich white person? None of it's true at all. What it is I'm against gay marriage. I'm against abortion. And I'm also for fiscal responsibility. And I think that Social Security and the government is going bankrupt. And why put us in deeper debt? I think that they should make rules about what to go by as far as this pandemic is concerned, and trust the citizens of the United States to decide how they're going to abide by the rules. That way they can open up everything. But it just seems that a lot of people are not doing this. A lot of people are not thinking it this way. And they think that you're crazy if you do think this way. Now, on the love thing. I've done a lot of things lately because out of anger, which I need to do the principles, but I also think that people need to do the principles. If you're from Minneapolis or you're from any other part of the world and you are a black person, you need to listen to this. And also, too, if you are a cop or you're white, you need to listen to this. If you're a black dope boy, you need to listen to this. Everybody needs to listen to this. The President of the United States needs to listen to this. So does Nancy Pelosi. All these people. See, they all lie. They all say that they love each other. They don't love each other. They don't even know what love is. Even Obama needs to listen to this. Sometimes what he says is hateful. I know it's not popular to say that. But here it is. It says, if I speak with the tongue of men and of angels and do not have love, I have become a resounding gong and a clanging cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and know all knowledge, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all my possessions to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I am nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. Where there is prophecy, they will cease. Where there is tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when the completeness comes, what is partial disappears. When I was a child, I talked as a child. I thought as a child. I reasoned as a child. When I became a man, I put away with childish things. For now we see only a reflection as in the mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. I know I'm not perfect, and I know that I mess up. We all need to know that we mess up. But I think I like part of it when it says, when I was a child, I act as a child, I reasoned as a child. When I became a man, I put away with childish things. The people in Georgia were acting like grown people. The people in Minneapolis were not. They were acting like children. thank you. And please like, share if you can, and have a great, blessed night.